Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, okay.
Hi.
My name is Maria Koptjevskaja-Tamm. I'm known as Masha in the linguistic community. I'm professor of general linguistics at Stockholm University, Department of Linguistics. I come originally from Moscow. I graduated from the Lomonosov University many years ago, so I moved to Sweden in 1980. Oh, that's a very long and interesting story because I was interested in many different disciplines at school, and I was a pretty good student. But then by an accident, my father discovered an announcement for a linguistic Olympics in a newspaper. So that was a competition for school children in linguistics and logics. And I was 15 years old, I think, or 14 something. And this was a competition organized by the Department of Linguistics at the Lomonosov University. So I went there, and we had to solve all kinds of problems. So I passed the first stage, and then I passed the second stage, and I got a prize. And this was so terribly interesting because you didn't have to know the languages, but you really have to solve a puzzle. So you could get like some sentences in Swahili and their translations into Russian in a different order. You had to figure out which sentence corresponded to which one, to which one. So this is how it all started, and I fell in love with linguistics. I went on with these competitions, and then I entered the department, and that's how it all started. So solving linguistic problems. That was the start. I wasn't the only one because these competitions were very popular in Moscow. So this was already, so they started sometime in the 1960s, so 65, 66 or something, and they attracted a lot of people. So they were extremely popular. They collected hundreds of young people. And they have gone on since then. So then the competition grew and became more general. So it's an international competition now, with many countries participating in it. So actually, you can read about it because in the first issue of Linguistic Typology for this year, there's an obituary for a Russian linguist who started these competitions, and there's something about these competitions that they really created many linguists who became interested in the subject, in the discipline in this way. Well, I'm the editor of Linguistic Typology since the beginning of not 19, so the beginning of 2018. Yes, and it's the major typological journal in the field, on the market. So that's what I'm doing with Mouton. And I have had other things. I published a collected volume a couple of years ago, and I had written a lot of things for the publications at Mouton, of course. So it's a long connection. Oh, I think it's too general, and I think it's a very big question.
That's big.
So, there are all kinds of things, of course. So, how you learn languages, how children acquire languages, what can you do to help people who move to another country? How can you help people to retain their identity? Because one's identity is very much linked to his or her native tongue. So people who lose their languages, they lose a part of their soul, in a way. So there are many other things to do. Of course, technology. So it's just a never-ending story, to put it this way.